It is the summer of 1940. British radar stations flicker along the coast, and every operator watching them knows the same terrifying fact. If the Luftwaffe wins the sky above southern England in the next few weeks, an invasion fleet is already waiting across the channel. Historians still argue over how close this moment really came to breaking the other way. This is that question, taken seriously, one turning point at a time. Picture the counterfactual most researchers consider most plausible. The Royal Air Force loses just enough pilots, just enough radar stations, during a few more critical weeks of the Battle of Britain. Operation Sea Lion, the German invasion plan shelved in real history because air superiority was never secured, goes ahead instead. Nobody knows if the crossing would have succeeded. The Royal Navy still commanded the channel, and many historians think a landing would have failed anyway. But suppose it does not fail. Suppose Britain sues for peace. From there, the dominoes move fast. Without a Western front to worry about, German planners can throw everything east a year earlier than they actually did. Operation Barbarossa begins in the spring instead of delayed by Balkan campaigns, missing the brutal winter that historians widely credit with breaking the German advance outside Moscow. Could Stalin's government have collapsed under an earlier, better supplied assault? Some historians think Soviet industrial relocation east of the Urals still saves them. Others are not so sure. Now the darkest part of the scenario has to be named plainly, because pretending otherwise would betray the history. A German-dominated Europe means the machinery of occupation and the genocide already underway in the ghettos and camps would not have been stopped by liberating Allied armies in 1944 and 1945. This is not a detail to skip past for pacing. It is the center of why this scenario matters at all. Across the Atlantic, the United States has no European front to enter through. Pearl Harbor may still happen exactly as it did, because the Japanese decision was made independently in Tokyo. America turns its full weight toward the Pacific instead, a war that grinds on its own separate, terrible timeline. So how does it end? Here, the honest answer is that nobody knows, and any historian who claims certainty is selling something. Some argue an isolated, exhausted Reich collapses from within, unable to administer a continent it never had the manpower to hold. Others point to the atomic bomb, developed in this timeline the same way, and ask what happens when it lands on a different capital. There is no clean answer, because this event never happened. What this exercise actually shows is how thin the margin was. A handful of radar stations, a few weeks of weather, a general's decision to delay by 6 weeks. History did not have to go the way it went, and that, more than any single alternate ending, is the real story here.